5-year-old son has finally been seen in public, and his appearance at his mother's lavish Koito ceremony has given Kenyans a rare glimpse into the private side of the president's family. The young boy, whom Charlene reportedly welcomed in 2021, was spotted during the high-profile traditional wedding ceremony held on Saturday, August 8 at President William Ruto's expansive farm in Kilgoris, Narok County. For years, Charlene has largely kept her son away from the public spotlight, unlike other members of the Ruto family who are frequently photographed at public events. The young boy has lived a remarkably private life. Now that changed during his mother's big day, as Charlene and her Tanzania fiancé turned husband Isaya Yunge celebrated their traditional marriage. The little boy was reportedly photographed alongside the couple. In another memorable image from the event, he was seen with his grandfather, that is President William Ruto, and just like that, a child who had largely remained out of the public eye suddenly became one of the most talked about members of the Ruto family following the ceremony. The appearance was particularly significant because Charlene's Koito was not an ordinary family celebration. This was a huge event that brought together members of one of Kenya's most prominent political families, relatives, friends, and even numerous high-profile guests from different parts of the country. The atmosphere at Kilgoris farm was reportedly one of celebration, tradition, and even plenty of glamour. But amid all the attention surrounding the bride, the groom, guests, and even the expensive outfit, one of the sweetest moments was the appearance of Charlene's young son. For many Kenyans, it was the first opportunity to see the child who had largely been kept away from the cameras, and naturally his appearance immediately sparked curiosity. Who is Charlene's son? Why has he remained away from the spotlight for so long? And why did Charlene choose her Koito ceremony as one of the occasions where he could finally be seen publicly? Now, to understand the significance of this moment, it is important to remember that Charlene Ruto has always attracted enormous public attention simply because of who her father is. As President William Ruto's daughter, her personal life has been under public scrutiny for years. Her career, philanthropic activities, public appearances, and even relationship have all attracted interest. But when it comes to her children and family life, Charlene has generally maintained a much lower profile. Now, that privacy has been particularly noticeable when it comes to her son. The child was reportedly born in 2021, but unlike many celebrity children who regularly appear on social media alongside their famous parents, Charlene's son has largely remained away from the cameras. There have been very few publicly circulated images of him, and Charlene has not made him a regular feature of her public life. That is why his appearance at the Koito ceremony stood out so much. The event provided a rare opportunity for Kenyans to see the little boy as part of a major family celebration. And then there was something particularly symbolic about the setting. This was not just an event, it was his mother's traditional wedding. The ceremony marked a major transition in Charlene's life as she officially entered a new chapter with Isaya Yunge, a Tanzanian entrepreneur who had become the center of the attention as a man who won her heart. Now, for the young boy, the event was also an important family occasion. He was reportedly photographed with Charlene and Isaya, creating one of the most talked about family moments from the celebration. Another photograph showed him alongside his grandfather William Ruto. The image of the president with his grandson naturally attracted attention because Ruto is rarely seen publicly in such personal family moments. Most images of the president are connected to his official duties, political activities, international meetings, and even public engagement. Seeing him in a more relaxed family setting with his grandson offered a different glimpse into his life away from politics, and that is one of the reasons the Koito ceremony became such a fascinating event. For one day, the political side of the Ruto family took a back seat. The focus was in on his family, culture, and even celebration. Politicians from different corners of the country reportedly attended the ceremony, turning the occasion into one of the most high-profile social events of the year. The event was held at President Ruto's Kilgoris farm in Narok County, a location that has become closely associated with important family occasions. The choice of the venue also gave the ceremony a distinctly traditional atmosphere. The Koito ceremony is a very important stage in any traditional marriage process, bringing family together as they formally recognize the union of a couple. In Charlene's case, however, the event attracted far more attention than an ordinary family ceremony would. Everything about it was being watched, from the bride's outfit to the groom's appearance, from the guest list to even the traditional arrangement. Kenyans were following the event closely. And then there was the young boy. While most attention was focused on Charlene and Isaiah, his appearance provided a rare glimpse into the private family life that Charlene has carefully protected. The child is now around 5 years old, meaning he was still very young when his mother welcomed him. Throughout his early childhood, he has largely grown away from the intense media attention that comes with being connected to the presidential family. That is not necessarily surprising. Being born into a political prominent family can come with enormous public attention, and parents often make deliberate choices about how much of their children's life should be shared publicly. Charlene appears to have taken a relatively private approach. Rather than constantly posting pictures of her son or even bringing him to public events, she has mostly kept that part of her life away from the spotlight. That makes his appearance at the Koito even more significant. It suggests that the ceremony was viewed primarily as a family occasion, not as simply another public event. The little boy was reportedly able to participate in the celebration, surrounded by relatives and even family friends. And while adults dominated the headlines, his presence added a more personal dimension to the Koito ceremony. The Koito itself was already being described as once-in-a-lifetime celebration. Charlene, who has spent much of her life under public scrutiny because of her famous father, was now beginning her own marital journey. Her husband, Isaiah Yunge, is a Tanzanian entrepreneur whose emergence into the Kenyan public eye has generated plenty of curiosity. The businessman has reportedly built his career in the technology and education space and has been associated with initiatives connecting African students to scholarship opportunities abroad. His relationship with Charlene therefore brought together two different worlds. On one side was the Ruto family, one of Kenya's most recognizable political dynasties. On the other was a Tanzanian businessman whose personal life had previously attracted considerable less attention. The traditional wedding transformed Isaiah from a relatively unknown figure to one of the most discussed personalities in Kenya. And now, with Charlene officially entering this new chapter, attention is also turning towards the role her son may play within the changing family dynamic. It is worth emphasizing, however, that the young boy's privacy remains important. Children connected to public figures can easily become subjects of intense online attention, even when they have done nothing to seek it. His appearance at the Koito ceremony does not necessarily mean that Charlene intends to make him a regular public figure. It may simply have been a special family occasion where she felt comfortable allowing him to participate. For now, though, his appearance alongside his mother, stepfather, and even grandfather has given Kenyans one of the rarest glimpses yet into Charlene Ruto's private family life, and in a ceremony already filled with memorable moments that may end up being one of the most talked images of them all. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment.